Hi guys, so we're back for day 3 of the Classic Deck series, all tied up 1-1. Today I'm going to be playing Hakan Gifts. Probably not a great matchup against either of Caleb's remaining decks, but the deck's really sweet and I wanted to play it and show it off.
I'm going to give Atarka Red another go and see if it can overcome its initial woes when no rhinos are present.
Okay, let's get to the games.
I am on the play with Atarka Red, and Joey has mulliganed, so he's going to resolve his scry.
Yeah, unlucky. I got 6, and feels like the deck's pretty capable of recovering. I'm pretty sure I'm going to leave that on top. It's just a question of how slow can I afford to be, and I'm going to put it on bottom. Okay.
Alright, I have somewhat of an awkward hand where I'm not playing a 1-drop on 1 even though I have it. I'm going to play this Cinderglade tapped and pass.
Cool. Small reprieve. Add a card waste. Go ahead.
Untap, keep, draw. Alright, so this is another instance of how my hand is somewhat awkward. I have the option to play this Windswept Heath and sack to get the 1 forest in my deck, and I could cast a 2-drop. But instead, because of the cards in my hand and the way this deck works, I'm going to choose to play the 1-drop I couldn't play on 1, and then I'm going to probably get a Cinderglade at the end of his turn, so I'll pass.
Yep. Draw. So here I have this Hollow Fountain, and I just say go.
I'm going to go to 19 and get a Cinderglade like we talked about.
Yep.
So in the 2 matches, the 3 games I've played with this deck, so far I have not had a fluid hand that worked the way that the deck is really trying to perform, but we'll see if I can make this one work out. Untap, keep, draw. Alright. I have the option to attack for 3 here. Attack.
No blocks.
I'm going to just say take 1.
I'm going to go ahead and condemn it just to clear some stuff off the battlefield, but I'm still going to take 1 from my pain land, so I'll be at 19.
I gain 1.
Yep, back up to 20.
Now I feel really good about my decision in the sense that I could have just been blown out in Time Walks. I'll cast Dragon Fodder.
Yep.
I had this organized earlier. There you go. Go ahead.
2 gobos. Draw. Basilica. Picking up my Adhikar waste. Go ahead.
Attack for 2.
Yep. So I'll go.
Nope. Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
Alright, just tell me if you have blocks or not.
I don't have blocks.
Alright, Tarkus command, +1/+1, and 3 damage.
Unlucky. So I'll take a total of 7, going to 12.
Alright, go.
Draw. Replay my Adhikar waste and say go.
Play Blitzsteinmeier, lose a life.
Back down to 19.
Get a mountain. Attack for 2.
No blocks.
Titan Strength.
That's exactly what I didn't want to have happen. So I'll condemn it.
In response to Titan Strength.
Yes. So the reason I'm doing this is I think there's a chance he was going to use a second pump spell, but if he doesn't, if I just take 5, I can't afford to just take 5, and I don't want to give him the scry if he wasn't going to do anything else. I also, it doesn't really matter, but the extra life would be great.
Take 1.
So I'll go to 11.
Yeah, and I'm okay with this because it keeps him from casting gifts. Go ahead. Although I'm down on creature resources, so I could very much well see myself out of this game quickly.
So the open mana makes me think there might be a Targus command. So because of that, I'm just going to play a Plains and say go.
End of your turn, wild slash you.
Okay, I'll go to 9. So the problem in this matchup, from my perspective, is how many things in his deck have haste. Like,
Attack for 1.
removal is a little awkward. No blocks.
Okay, take 1.
8.
Cast Whirling Outburst.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So here I am going to cast Gifts. And I'm not overtly familiar with this deck, but I'm pretty sure I know what I want to try to figure out.
This is actually one of the situations, one of the decks where him casting gifts isn't just an immediate GG, so I'm actually still in a decent spot. We'll see what he slams down and what he does on his turn to know if I still have a way to win this game.
Well, here I think I'm just going for value.
That's typically what the deck does.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out.
Alright, so I can't give him Wrath of God after I invested another set of creatures. Court Hussar is like value, but it's probably like the lowest impact. I'm okay with him having a 1/3. You're at 8, correct?
I am at 8. 8 to 20, I believe.
Yeah. So I think I want him to have the least use his mana inefficiently and impact the board the least. So I believe I'm going to put Castigate and Wrath of God in his graveyard and give him Gifts of Given and Court Hussar.
Yep.
And when I say board, Castigate, obviously, I mean meaning hand, trading 1 for 1 in that sense with the hand, even though it's not technically on the board. Where with Corsair, I choose whether I want him to trade or not.
So go to my turn, draw. So here.
He has so many cards in hand, which would typically be, a sign that I was losing, but he doesn't have any board, and his mana is kind of choked. So I'm actually feeling decent about the game, even though he has infinite cards and has another gifts. If this was a world where he was just getting him Burial Rites and Elishnorn, I would just be stone cold dead, but those cards weren't around yet.
So, oh my goodness, my mana so. My color mana is so awkward. Gonna just lead on the Court Hussar trigger. And so I'm in an awkward spot based on just like I think I'm gonna have to leave myself dead to just a bunch of cards and hope he doesn't have any of those. So I'll take that one, and these go on the bottom. And actually I can afford to just do that and say go.
So I have several decisions to make. The question of the fact that he did get Wrath of God is just a card that's always looming as he filters through his deck. The question, the political choice I have to make is whether or not I am willing to go, if I need to go for the win or if I need to wait. And that, especially with this deck, is what determines who wins and who loses. The people that make the right call win with this deck when it was in standard, and the people that make the wrong call lose. But while it was in standard, this deck was powerful enough that it just hee-hawed to victory all the time, whether people were thinking about these choices or not. I think the more turns I let him untap with mana, and he gets to go through all of the cards that he has in his hand, my winning percentage decreases. And we already saw that Joey is competent enough to play around all of the tricks in the Abzan match, and that was how he won, was just never giving me an opportunity for victory. So the more turns I give to him, the less chance my cards are going to matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the win and attack for 4.
Block a goblin.
Yeah. Become Emits.
Yep. So I was dead to that no matter which line I ended up taking. Or I guess if I had just cast Faith's Fetters on one, I would have been at 12, but...
I had the Battle Rage too.
You had the Battle Rage too? Yeah, so no matter what line I took, I was dead. I did find the Wrath of God, but one turn's too slow.
Okay, so for this sideboarding, I'm going to decide to take out my removal. Wild Slash is just low impact and General Can't even take out a Courtnasar, and I'm just going to go with my ability to pump up my creatures to overcome his Courtnasar blockers and whatever else he plays. Chandra is a card, Fire of Kaladesh is a card I can bring in that he has to answer. It takes over the game on its own, and I can win without attacking for his Condemns. And Whirling Outburst is to counter that 1-for-1 removal, also a spell to play after Wrath of God. Thank you. Yeah.
So I'm bringing in some more removal and taking out a lot of big stuff. Pretty much if it cost 4 more, it was on the chopping block. Persecute, obviously, along with Castigate, just to take apart his hand. Also, just the knowledge of what's in his hand is a big game. So even if I miss a Become Immense, just knowing about it's going to be a pretty big deal. That's it. We're both keeping our 7 very happily. I'm going to lead with Shizo and pass the turn.
Does that give Fear?
Yes, only to a legendary creature though. So
Right,
my Court
right.
Hussars, you can still block those.
Okay, cool. Windswept Teeth, go.
I thought you were playing a 1-drop deck.
You wouldn't know it from our games.
Dimir Signet. Go ahead.
Oh, wow. You just went off. All right.
Yeah.
Lose 1 life at the end of your turn. All right, there you go, man. Cut it.
Okay.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Visible tilt. Tap 1 red, take it for 1.
19 all.
Go ahead. My hand's kind of awkward again. I'm doing some weird things. I drew this forest. We'll see if I can draw out of it. We'll see if Joey puts enough pressure on my game where I just lose because I did not keep a great hand.
Down to 17. Go.
Glad I dodged the persecute there.
Yep.
Could have been real bad for me. Attack for 1?
No blocks.
Alright. Take
16.
1. Cast Abbot, Carol Keep.
Yep.
Trigger. Go ahead.
Ooh. Gifts.
Alright, so I have 2 lands in play, and Gifts Ungiven is being cast against me. Let's see if I can get out of this. You have black, blue, blue, black, blue, black. Alright.
resolving this gifts, I definitely feel like I don't know what I'm doing. But that seems good.
All right. Alright, I'm gonna give him the 2 cards that he currently can't cast for full value. I'm assuming he's got white in his hand, but these are all inherently more than 2-for-1s. Well, Rivers of Nice is 2-for-1, but those cards are just better than the 2 cards I'm giving him, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Yep. I figured with that pile I was going to get at least 1 card that gains 4 life.
Yeah.
Okay. Go to my turn.
And while he doesn't currently have white mana, I'm not making that decision on presuming that he doesn't have a white source in his hand.
Right.
I'm just assuming that Face Fetters or Court Hussars getting cast on his turn.
Because I have this Orzhov Signet.
Right.
That allows Court Hussar.
Yeah.
Trigger.
And like while he's getting to access to more cards, which he was going to get no matter what, like giving him Skeletal Vampire just because it can't be cast the next turn seems terrible. Ribbons of Night, any mana source, he gets to cast it, so. And this Court Hussar is actually not even that scary, to be honest.
And I say go.
Alright. Blitzsteinmeier, lose 1, go to 18. Get a mountain.
Yep.
If that land had came earlier in this game, I don't think there's any way Joey can win. But of course, those statements are always true because when you're not drawing lands, you have a handful of spells, and that's like the common fallacy players make when they're like, "Well, if I would have just drawn this, I would have, beat you easily." Well, that's because your hand was full of spells. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. I should probably just play my match.
Trying to get that YouTube hate.
Right. Well, no, it's educational experience. You were at 16?
Yes. 16 to 18.
Attack.
Block the Abbot.
Okay. Titan Strength, Prowess triggers. Subscribe.
Yep. Okay, so that means you have Temur Battle Rage in hand?
Yeah. Click Mountain.
So that means I'm going to end up taking 3 from
Timur
this.
Battle Rage, Prowess triggers.
So this is 4 plus 3 is 7. Doubles to 14.
14.
Minus 3 is 11. Plus 3.
14.
14. So I'll go to 2.
Go ahead.
So being at 2 is not great. One thing that I did consider last turn was playing this Hollow Fountain untapped, just taking the 2 so that like he wouldn't be able to do that out of fear of Condemn, but I ended up deciding not to, and feel like I got a little bit punished for it. Maybe he still does the same thing anyway, just doesn't buy it. But so here I think that I have to decide what's more likely, that he has a haste creature or a removal spell. And the removal spell has to come with other stuff as well. So I think we're going to Oh no, I'm just wrong. I don't have enough mana. Yep. I'm gonna play Dimir Signet. And Wrath of God. And Sago.
Wood Foothills, Chandra,
Yep.
go.
Just gonna remind myself how Chandra works.
Kill it or you die. I know you have face feathers, so it's okay.
Yeah. I could give it fear.
Irrelevant comments, part 1.
So I'm gonna compulsive.
Yep.
Faith's Fetters. Go to 6.
Yep.
And
You
Ow.
discarded what to compulsive?
Underground River.
Okay.
And bounce land.
I'm gonna lose one.
17 to 6.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I'm going to cast Whirling Outburst.
Yep.
Go ahead.
True. Orzhov Signet. Wrath of God. This too, right?
Yeah, I was getting there. Jeez.
Okay. And Paladin Invec.
Which has first strike and protection from black and red.
Yep. Go ahead.
Untap, upkeep, draw.
But he's not legendary, so I can't give him fear.
Are you having fun over there with your fear comments? Dragon Fighter.
Yep.
Dragon Fighter.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Island. And go ahead.
You have how many cards left?
2.
Doseki. Tech.
Block 1. Take 3, go to 3.
Yep.
Cool.
Go.
Castigate you.
Dang it. So I made the decision to play around. He hadn't cast a Condemn against me yet. So I made the decision to play around Condemn and play around a second or a third Wrath effect, I guess. Maybe that was wrong to not cast the other Hoiling Outburst.
Exile this one.
And that is bad news for me that he's picking that one.
Go ahead.
And you have 2 cards still?
2 cards.
But maybe I just cast a spell that turn, either Hoiling Outburst, because he's not unlikely to have a third Wrath. Or go for the win. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Attack.
Block.
Become immense this one.
Condemn it.
In response?
Yeah. You'll go up to 18.
Alright, so you take 1.
Yep, go to 2.
Cast Chandra, Fire Kaladesh.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead. That was a good draw for me.
Attack for 2.
Yeah.
Put you at 16. Give it fear. You got it.
Alright. I'm all smiles again because I beat Joey in round 3 and the Tarka Red came through for me, even though I possibly played wrong in that second game by not casting Hoiling Outburst since he had already cast 2 Wraths. How do you feel?
I feel like I also might have played wrong in that I cast Gifts Ungiven both games and just easily lost the first one. I don't know. There was a spot in game 2 where I should have probably shocked myself for Hollow Fountain just because there's no way like you would attack into the bluffed Condemn, but it is what it is.
Yeah, so I mean, Gifts Ungiven not looking its best in that situation, but you spoke about how some of the older decks are kind of more in a bubble than the newer decks, where like my cards are all inherently kind of synergistic and powerful, and yours are like kind of situational for the metagame, and I just happen to exploit the slowness of your deck.
Right, for sure.
The only deck I have left is Rakdos 10, so that's what you'll be seeing from me.
I'll probably switch tomorrow. We'll see when we get there.
All right.